everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's class, I'm going to be showing us how to draft and sew an inseam pocket. So this is a technique I've been using of recent and it has been working out very fine for me. So I thought it's actually okay to upload this because someone here might find it very helpful. So you actually want to watch this video to the end. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share this video with your soul friends and your family, and subscribe to our channel, and most importantly click on the bell button to be notified anytime we upload a video. And guys, of course, this is the learning ground, so feel free to drop your questions, your suggestions and your ideas, okay, so we can actually learn from each other. So let's go straight into this tutorial.
So guys, this is the paper we're making use of, and the length we have here is 12 inches, while this other way is 10 inches. Okay, so right now we are going to be marking out the length and the width of our pocket. So for the width of our pockets, we are doing 7 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance, that is going to be 8 inches. So I'm going to mark that and roll it across. Then for the length of our pocket, this is the width. For the length of the pocket, we are going to be marking 9 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So that is going to be 10 inches. So we are going to mark our 10 inches and roll it across. Now remember, the first one we marked is the width of the pocket, while this 10 inches is the length of our pocket. So I'm still going to flip this paper over so you understand properly. Okay, so I'll go ahead and flip this over, and this is the upper side of our pocket and this is the lower side of our pocket. Now from this upper side, I'm going to be marking 7 inches, which is for the pocket opening. So I'm going to be marking 7 inches. My pocket opening is 6 inches plus 1 inch side allowance, that is going to be 7 inches. Then I'll come in by ½ inch and I'll mark ½ inch at the upper side as well, and I'll roll this line. So I'm rolling this and I'm going to extend this ½ inch outwards. Can you see this? So the next thing to do right now is to get our pocket curves. To achieve that, I'm going to be marking 2.5 inches at the lower side. So I marked it here and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So what we have left is just 3 inches at the middle. Okay, so now with my armhole curve, I'm going to be connecting the first point to the edge of our pocket opening. If you look properly, you will see that we connected this curve to that ½ inch we marked earlier. Can you see how it's connecting? So for this other curve, all we are going to do is to go up by 4 inches by the side. So I'm going to be marking 4 inches here, and I'm going to be connecting this point to this point. So remember, we are connecting with a curve and not a straight line. So I'm going to be carefully marking this curve. Okay, can you see our curve is coming out very fine? Yes. So what we're going to do at the upper side here is to mark 4 inches as well inwards. So I'm going to mark in 4 inches. And I'm going to be connecting these 4 inches to this point. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my curve ruler like this. Okay, remember that this particular curve now is not as curvy as the 2.5 inches we marked earlier. So can you see this? Our pocket is coming out very fine. So I'm going to highlight this upper part so you can actually see it very well. This is, yes, can you see this? So this is our pocket, and upper here we have 4 inches, remember. Then here we have 4 inches, then 2.5 inches, and the other side 2.5 inches. So I'm just highlighting this measurement in case you want to take note of this. It's very simple to draft. Okay, now there's no need of adding your side seam allowance because we've actually added when we're drawing the width and the length of our pocket. But if you actually feel the need to add, fine, you can do that. So the next thing we did was to transfer this to our fabric. We folded our fabric in 4 and we are placing this on top and cutting it out. So we didn't know the camera wasn't recording earlier, so that's why we're going to be explaining this. Okay, so this is what we have here. Remember, I didn't add any side seam allowance, but if you feel there's a need to do that on your own, fine, you can go ahead and add 1/2 inch allowance all around. That is if you want extra, since we've added earlier. So we have 4 panels. Can you see this? Even when we placed our hands inside, it's accommodating. So this is 2 panel, one for the lining and one for the main pocket. Same thing for this other part. So we have 4 panels for our pocket. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to place this on our fabric and begin the sewing process. So guys, you can decide to save this pattern so you can use it the next time you want to cut an inseam pocket. Okay, so this is the pocket opening we've marked. We're going to be taking the back panel of our dress inwards. We're only working on the front panel. So what I'm going to do right now is to place the pocket opening. Hope you can see this properly. I'm placing it on our pocket notch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to come up by 1/2 inch. Remember, we added 1 inch earlier. That is, for our pocket opening we did 7 inches. Why? What we actually needed was 6 inches. So the remaining 1 inch we added was for the sewing allowance. Okay, so we are coming in by 1/2 inch on both sides. Then we're going to be marking our 1/2 inch along. So just follow what you are doing, you're going to get this. So I'm going to be connecting this line so you can see it properly. So can you see this? So we're going to take this our sewing machine and we're going to sew this edge. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew this, and can you see the way we sew this? When you flip it over, you have it neat, while the 2.5 inches we left earlier is still intact. So the next thing you want to do is to notch this, but before that we are going to be drawing a slanted line from each edge. Okay, so while you're notching this, please ensure you don't cut on your stitches. That is why we marked that slanted line earlier, so you don't cut on your stitches. So after we've done this, we're going to flip it over. Now please follow carefully the way I'm flipping this. Can you see this? But I'm going to be zooming this, so we're going to see the way we flipped it. So I turn this over. This is what it's going to look like. We'll take this to our ironing table and we're going to give it a good press so it's going to lay flat. So we are done with the ironing, and the next thing I'm going to do is to take this to our sewing machine and I'm going to top stitch on the inner edge. So let me do that quickly. So I'm done doing the top stitch. I'm going to flip this over. Then I'm going to bring the lining piece of our pocket and I'm placing this on top. So when you place this, you actually want to arrange this properly to make sure each edges are aligning. Can you see how it looks like? So the sewed part is inside, while the lining part is going to serve as a facing. Okay, and I'm going to take this to the sewing machine. From this edge, I'm going to sew it round to this 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to sew it round just to hold it together. So let us do that quickly. So guys, this is what we have. This is our pocket, and our pocket is sitting very nice. Remember, all these things we are doing is just at the front panel of your gown, of your top or jumpsuits, anything you're making that requires an inseam pocket. Okay, so I also did it to the other side as well. Now all I'm going to do is to place the two sides of my dress and I'm going to sew it together. Can you see? So I'm going to sew ½ inch because ½ inch is actually the size seam allowance you're working with. So I'm going to be sewing ½ inch all the way across. You're sewing, yes, on your pocket. You're sewing because the part you'll be sewing on your pocket is the lining part, so it doesn't affect your main pocket. So we are done with it, and this is what we have as our pocket. Can you see? The size seam allowance we sewed, it doesn't affect our pocket in any way. This way you won't be having those bulge around your pocket area. Everything is going to be sitting flat while you still have your pocket. So guys, this is the finished look of our work. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share this video with your family and your friends, and subscribe to our channel. If you have any question, please drop in the comment section. Thank you.